Have a look at this question, which many of you are asking me whether you should challenge or not. And this question has some strong logic using which you may challenge it or maybe not challenge it. Just listen to what I am going to tell you and then you can easily decide it. A rectangular plate is perfectly welded to a plate with parallel fillet weld joints as shown in the figure. Question is very simple, very straightforward question, right? As you can see, this plate welded onto this plate, weldments are also shown here. The length of the weld is L. This is the most ambiguous line which students are telling me. The length of the weld is L and the fillet weld leg size is H. Simple enough. Allowable shear strength of the weldment is tau allowable in short form ALL is written. A tensile force P is applied on the plate in a direction parallel to the length of the weld. So these are the length of the weld and in this direction only P load is acting. Assuming the throat of the weld as weakest section, critical load is how much? So question itself is not difficult or very super conceptual or tricky, nothing like that. These types of questions I am sure every one of you have practiced enough. Even GATE has asked such type of questions quite a few times. So concept wise there is nothing difficult in this question. Those of you who have covered the syllabus, they know how to approach this question. And these are the 4 options given to us. So since, as I told you, the question is quite straightforward, so I am not explaining each and everything here. Maybe some of you who are watching the video are freshers, they don't have covered this concept so far or they haven't got into the numerical side of this concept. So you can pause the video and look at this calculation. It's pretty straightforward, right? Allowable shear stress is load by area. Critical load is tau allowable multiplied by area. What area? Total area. Total area which these welds are resisting. This is the main thing here, right? That total area which these welds are resisting, that area you have to take. Now, area, there are 2 welds, two welds, right? And single weld is going to resist as question has given. What is the weakest part? What is the weakest part? Weakest section is throat of the weld, right? So we are going to take h by root 2, weakest part, correct? Dimension of weakest part, throat of the weld, multiplied by its length. And now is the point where students are having a confusion. The confusion is that the question has given you length of the weld is L. So is this length the combined length, means this length plus this length, or it is the single length, or it is this much, or it is this much? Because if it is this much, then what we are going to write here? We are simply going to write L here, right? We are taking one weldment and multiplying that with 2. For one weldment, if this is L, one weldment is h by root 2 multiplied by L and then multiplied by 2. That's what I have shown here. That's what if you do, you will get A as the answer. If you do that, you will get A as the answer. And this is the official answer as of now in the first official answer key that has been published. But the students who are arguing this or who are not agreeing with this logic, they are saying that L actually is the total length, L1, L2. So L given in the question is actually L1 plus L2. So when we write this expression, we don't have to multiply it with L. It includes both the weldments in itself. So we don't have to write 2 here. This 2, what I have written here, this 2 won't be coming. Which means this root 2 will stay there. In the denominator. So you are going to have this as the option, HL tau divided by root 2. So C is going to be the answer as per them. So what exactly is going to happen here? Now, pay attention. What I am telling you is for those who are appearing in the GATE for the first time, or they are going to appear in many other exams as well, or in future they will be appearing in GATE. Look, whenever you have been given such case, when length of the weld is given, right, and it is not mentioning that it is the total length of the weld, it is not mentioning anything which gives you a feel that it is the total length of the weld, especially in such cases, then the standard convention or the standard way is to take both of them as this, when nothing has been mentioned, when it simply says length of the weld, especially in this question. Let me show you how. I'll give you one example here. I've prepared one example for you. Suppose this is the road. This is a road which is going, and this is one pole, this is one pole, and this is another pole. Okay? Two poles are there on either side of the road. Okay? I mentioned that to you. If I show that to you, that this is the situation, we have poles here on either side of the road, and the length of the pole is 5 meters, 7 meters, 10 meters. Listen to me carefully. I am saying length of pole, or length of the pole, and I am giving you the length of the pole, 7 meters. What would you understand by this? What would you conclude by this? Would you conclude that both of them combined are 7, or would you conclude that this and this individually are 7? I would conclude individually they are 7. If it said total length of the poles, is 7 meters, then I would assume that okay, total length means both of them combined, one over the other, that length is 7. But when it simply says, it shows me two poles on either side and it mentions length of the pole is 7, I would treat it as 7 and 7 each. And that is what should be the standard conclusion for you as well. Remember this, what I am telling you is suitable for exams as well. What type of exams? What types of questions? This type of questions. You notice it is mentioning weld on both the sides, and weld are present on the both sides even if it does not mention them. And it is saying length of the weld is L. So it means unless and until it is specifically saying total length of the weld, you have to take as a standard convention. What you have to do here, I will come to that. I am telling you standard convention, where if you have been given this question in future, what you have to do. So standard convention is that this and this both individually are L. Got it? Now, in this question, same approach is going to give you the answer, this answer. However, there is one issue in this question when you look at it from the lens of GATE, PYQ, which is a valid concern. So have a look at this question which was asked in GATE 2012. And this is also conceptually very straightforward question. I am sure those of you who have covered this topic will be able to answer it within a minute, in less than a minute. Here in this question also you can see two weldments are there. This is weldment 1 and this is weldment 2. It is not visible to you, but it is on the other side. Right? So this is first weldment, this is second weldment. And here also it clearly says the weld length is 30 mm. If you compare it with the current question, it is saying the length of the weld is L, and this is saying the weld length is L or 30 mm. So language is almost same, I will say exactly same, just the matter of one word here and there. And in this question, if we apply the same logic that we applied there, what we will do? We will consider this also as 30, this also as 30, and this also as 30, right? So total length will become 60, right? Just like here, just like the official answer basically, just like the current official answer. We will multiply that with 2, correct? By not going with this logic, but by going with this logic that both of them are L, right? So this answer we got by the same logic. If the same logic we apply here, we are going to take 60 here because 30 will be multiplied with 2. And if you try to answer it, none of the option is going to match, none of them. So automatically what you will do, you will take the other approach. You will think, chalo, maybe instead of 30 being the length of one weld, maybe this is the total value. Means this L1 plus L2, they are 30. And once you do that, you get the answer. I think this comes out to be the answer. You can check. So here what is happening? Same line, the length of the weld. What is happening here? In this case, it is the total length. When it says the length of the weld, it is considering total length. But here in this question, what they are doing? They are considering individual weld length. Conceptually, I will repeat, this is more standard convention. So now what you need to do here, those of you who have ticked option C here, I think you should challenge it. Although as per the notation of this specific question, if you forget about any other question or forget about how the standard conventions are, the answer is correct. But since GATE has given you one such question, where for the very similar language that I just showed you, 2012 one, for the very similar language for length, they have considered it to be the total length. So that gives you a very good ground on the basis of which you can challenge this question. Please understand one thing. When questions are being framed in GATE, what is my analysis? That they don't go into the details of each and every wording of each and every question from that topic so far. That in mechanical in last 40 years, whatever question have been asked from this topic, how the language was there, if total length was needed to be used, did they mention total or did they not mention total? I don't think that is practically how they make the questions, right? So it is quite possible that in GATE or in any other exam for that matter, such contradictions are possible. Trust me, it can happen that after 2, 3, 4, 5 years, maybe after 10 years, a similar question will come, but in that question, this length will be total length. And then for that calculation, C or option similar to C will give you the answer. That is 100% possible, because what I just told you, they are not going to reconcile while framing the question. They are not going to reconcile each and every question from that topic from past 40 years to see whether total was written or not. And as I told you, regarding such things, this is not something which any standard book is going to mention. This is not a conceptual thing. Please realize, this is not a conceptual thing. You know the concept. Those who ticked A as well as those who ticked C, both of you know the concept. It was all the matter of interpretation whether this length is total or not. If they would have simply written total here, then all of you would have gotten C, right? Or if they would have simply mentioned L like this, or at any one place, if they would have mentioned L like this, then also all of you would have got option A. In fact, they have done it in one of the years like this, again a very similar question. But here for length, what they did, they simply wrote 40. They showed it like this and they simply wrote 40, which means this is 40, this is 40. Either of them are 40. Case close, right? So ideally in a good question, such confusion should not happen, ideally, right? Such question should not be framed, or they should be framed in a way that does not leave any chance of wrong interpretation. But question is what it is. So at this point of time, I think those who ticked option C, they can challenge whether it will be accepted or not. That is not for you or for me to decide. Many times it happens that questions which should be challenged, should be accepted, nothing happens with those. But some other question which are not so strong in their logic, sometimes in those question options get changed, or both of the options they allow.
So I missed mentioning one thing in the video, which I would like to add towards the end, that I think in this question, they should allow both the options. Firstly, it is not for us to decide what they are going to do. And those students who want to challenge, they are going to challenge irrespective of whether I make this video or not. But I think they should allow both the options. Option A, from what I solved, root 2, one with having root 2 in the numerator, logically that is more accurate. That is the standard convention without any doubt. So if they will make A as incorrect, that won't be right, right? And I don't think they will do that. They should not do that. Option A, or option with the root 2 numerator, that is the standard way, that is correct. But those who have followed 2012 convention, or those who were not, who got confused maybe by the lack of clarity in the question, they also can be given the correct option. Their option can also be marked as correct. So what I feel that in this case they can allow both the options. And I would like to repeat here in the end that those who have done it correctly using the standard convention, means root 2 in the numerator, they are absolutely correct, logically correct. So in this video, or my conclusion is not that A is wrong. No, A is correct. A is the better option here. Root 2 in the numerator is the better option here. But root 2 in the denominator is also something which, as some of you are challenging, so it can be done. And I hope both those who are getting A as well as those who are getting C, ideally both of them can be given the marks in this question. All the best.